What is going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about who I think could possibly win MVP, and we're going to get started right away with. We're going to be talking about Kawhi Leonard. So right now, as it stands, he's sitting at 26 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and Kawhi Leonard has been having a pretty darn good year. And I know he hit the game winner. It was like last week against the Pacers. He's been having a pretty good year right now. I don't know if he'll be able to win MVP with the way the other candidates are playing, because he's fourth on my list to win MVP. There's no way he's in front of any of these other guys we're going to be talking about, because Kawhi Leonard is just not having as great of a season as these guys. He's having a tremendous season. Don't get me wrong. He is having an amazing season, as he's also averaging 2 steals per game, almost 1 block per game, 48% field goal percentage, 38% from 3, and 89% from free throws. So he is actually having a really tremendous year, but there's just other players having better seasons than him. So that's why it's kind of tough to say whether or not Kawhi Leonard could win MVP or not. I mean, there would have to be a lot that goes wrong for Kawhi Leonard or a lot to go wrong for Kawhi Leonard to win MVP, because there's just other players in front of him right now as it stands, because, like I said, he's not going to be able to win with the other players playing like they are. And next, we're going to jump right into LeBron James, or however you want to say it. LeBron obviously always having a good year. As always, he is the king. His Cavs have been on kind of a weird streak lately. I think they've lost 5 of their last 6, which is kind of insane with the way they're gelled, well, the way they're built, because of all the other players they've been signing: Darren Williams, Kyle Korver, Andrew Bogut. And of course, we know how that all ended for Andrew Bogut. But let's jump into LeBron James this season, as he's averaging 26 points per game, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, and almost a block, 54% from field goal percentage, and 38% from 3, and 68% from free throw. So LeBron is obviously averaging a little bit more rebounds, a little bit more assists than Kawhi Leonard, and he's having a tremendous year. As always, he is the king. He is a great player, so that obviously should not come to a surprise that LeBron is having this great of a year, because he is the king, and his Cavs are obviously probably going to go to the finals. I mean, I've done a video about who could beat them, but like the Wizards possibly, not the Pacers, the Celtics and the Raptors. That's the only teams I could see that could be beating Cleveland, and even then it's kind of a stretch, because the Cavs are just really good. They've stacked their roster up really good. They got Darren Williams as backup, Kyle Korver backup shooting guard, J.R. Smith just came back. I mean, it's just going to be rough in the East over there. But you never know, man. Hopefully something happens. I don't want to see Cleveland and Warriors in the finals again, but it's probably what we're going to see. But you just got to hope and pray that something happens. And maybe it will, maybe it won't. We just never know, man. NBA is unpredictable, and then Westbrook and Harden over there in the West with the I almost said Texans. I literally almost said Texans. The Rockets and the Thunder over there doing their thing. So we'll just have to see how these playoffs pan out, and hopefully we have a good playoffs this year, and I think we will. And now that leads me to our next candidate, and these top 2 are, I go back and forth on who should win an MVP, because these 2 are going to be the ones that are going to be the front runners in my opinion. Which leads me to talking about this guy, Mr. Triple Double this season, Russell freaking Westbrook. He has been on an absolute tear ever since Kevin Durant decided to be a bitch ass and leave the Thunder, and he has had such a great season. Let me read you these stats. They are amazing. There's a great reason, a great argument why this guy should win MVP, and then there's a great argument for why James Harden could win MVP as well. But let me read you the stats. 32 points per game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 1 steal, no blocks or .4 blocks, 41% from field goal percentage, and then 33 from 3 points. So field goal percentage is not as great as the other two. Free throw 84, so, and 3-point percentage isn't as great. So Westbrook, the thing with Westbrook, he throws a lot of shots up. I mean, he does, but he also gets shit done. So I wouldn't mind a guy throwing shots up if he's leading my team to the playoffs like he is, because I don't think there's really anyone helping his ass out, because he has had to do it on his own. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Thunder are in a pretty good position right now at the 6th seed after losing Kevin Durant, but Russell Westbrook needs a little bit more help than he's getting, and I think we can all agree with that, I hope, because, I mean, they did trade for Doug McDermott and Taj Gibson, and they also have Steven Adams and Enes Kanter, but those are no star players. I mean, Oladipo, let's see how Oladipo's doing. I guess 16 points per game is not too bad for Victor Oladipo, and that's not too bad. Let's see Enes Kanter's stats, 14 points per game, that's not bad either. Steven Adams is the one that 12 points per game. So, yeah, I mean, he has a little bit of help, but he needs just one more star player to join him up there. And I think if Blake Griffin came to the Thunder, I think that would be. I think Russell Westbrook and Blake Griffin could gel together. I don't know, maybe that could work. Well, that's not the point of this video. Westbrook, without a doubt, deserves to win MVP, but then you have to look at James Harden. You have to say, without a doubt, deserves to win the MVP. I don't mind either of these guys winning MVP, but the only reason I have Russell Westbrook at number 2 is because the Rockets are doing much better. But I also believe that James Harden has a little bit more help. I mean, especially when they traded for Lou Williams, he has a lot more help now, man. There's just plenty of three-point threats on the Rockets, and the Rockets are in good standing, and the Thunder are in pretty good standing. So either of these guys could win MVP. I could care less. They're both beasts. So let's go ahead and start talking about James freaking Harden. So when we talk about James Harden, he's averaging 29 points per game, 8 rebounds, 11 assists, and he's shooting 44% from the field and 35 from 3-point and 84 from free throw. So what do you ask? So maybe you ask, what separates James Harden and Russell Westbrook? And that's their team standings. That's the only thing. I mean, they're both beasts, and I think their plus-minus is a little bit different. I think I've seen a tweet about that. I think Russell Westbrook's plus-minus is kind of horrible, I've heard. But I'm not sure about that. I'm actually really not sure about that. So, and then the Rockets are the 3rd seed, and the Thunder are the 6th seed. So that's what separates these guys. If either one of them were to win MVP, it's not going to be unanimous. Like that year Steph Curry was unanimous. Honestly, I thought that year was bullcrap too. It should not have been a unanimous MVP. There's no reason it should have been. But, you know, they just went ahead and gave Curry unanimous MVP. One good thing about Kevin Durant going to the Warriors is that no one is talking about Curry as much as like they used to, because it used to get annoying with all the talk about him. Unless if you're a Warriors fan or you jumped on the bandwagon, then you love hearing about it. Because I've never seen so many Warriors fans in my life until they started winning championships. Just saying. Ryan Anderson helping out the Rockets as well, 14 points per game. How is Ariza doing? 11 points per game. Eric Gordon, I know, is having a good year. 16 points per game. And Lou Williams, obviously, 18 points per game, man. This guy is just beasting it up, and the Rockets just got another weapon in their arsenal, which, you know, could help them out facing the Warriors in the playoffs, or whoever they face in the playoffs. That arsenal they have right there is going to help them out big time. Is Beverly doing anything? 9 points per game. So James Harden has a lot of more weapons around him than Russell Westbrook does. And then what begs the question is, I'll probably do a later video on this. Since Lou Williams was traded to the Rockets, and Eric Gordon is there too, who will win sixth man? Is it going to be Lou Williams or Eric Gordon? Those were my two front runners, but now that they're on the same team, they both can't be sixth man. That's just a little weird topic I've always thought about. But yeah, I mean, James Harden, without a doubt, is my front runner because of standings, because he is leading his team to a better role. But I do not care. I would not care. I would think Russell Westbrook would deserve it as well if they give him MVP. Either one of these guys deserves it. I just don't think LeBron deserves it. I don't think Kawhi deserves it. I don't think Stephen Curry deserves it. And I think it's going to be Westbrook or James Harden that wins MVP. And I would not mind either of them winning MVP. They both deserve it. They have both been outstanding this season. Just one is leading their team to a little bit of a better record. That's all that's separating them. Other than that, these guys are some beasts. And I really hope to see Westbrook and James Harden team up in the future again, because that would be awesome. I'd love to see these two teammates together again. Maybe James Harden goes back to the Thunder or something like that. But if you guys did enjoy the video, let me know. Make sure to leave a like. And don't you forget about the 100 subscriber giveaway. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers. That way we can start my giveaway. I'm not releasing more details on how you can win the giveaway until we hit 100 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to do that, and you will have a great chance of winning. So that's all I really have for you guys, man. It was a fun video to do. I really wanted to talk about who I think should win MVP. And let me know in the comment section who you think should win MVP. Maybe it's not one of these guys that I talked about in the video. But as always, guys, this is Crush Bulls. Make sure to leave a like. I'm saying peace.